On this episode of Mad Ginger Customs, we're going to address the front fender. All right, let's go. All right, guys, so here we are addressing this front fender. I know from the feedback on the last video on the short that nobody likes the license plate idea.
Unacceptable condition! Unacceptable!
Duly noted.
Peace out.
So the issue is going to be, how do we determine this edge all the way down? Because that actually does run into this a little bit. So how do you make a template from something that's not there? So what I think I'm going to do is go to the other side of the car, because the other side of the car does maintain this line. And I think what we're going to do is put a piece of cardboard on it, and we're going to just, you know, give it a little bit of a rub with the, you know, the butt end of a marker, you know, and just try to, you know, do this into a piece of cardboard. And we're going to try to get this, and then when we flip it over, it should be here, and then that line really should match the fender in theory. I don't know. So the front of this fender is really actually good. You know, this is really strong. This is not rotted. There's a little bit at the bottom, but we're gonna, you know, I did fix the slip roller so we can run it under. I don't even know what this fender is really supposed to look like because I don't have anything to go by, and I'm not buying one. So we're going to go to the other side of the car with a piece of cardboard. I got some RAM board, or we got some cereal boxes. If I can do it with a cereal box, I think the cereal box will be a little bit thinner, right? So I think it'll take the indent better. So let's head over there. I'll meet you over there, and we'll see if we can't make some kind of template. Okay, bye. So this is the passenger side. Okay. While it is dirty because it did sit in the ground for quite a while, this whole entire side was kind of bare. It's got dirt all over it. But the rocker is much better on this side. The inner, you know, there's so much dirt. It's literally just falling out everywhere. So I think our weapon of choice is Fruity Pebbles. It is the family size. You know, my kids, I guess, eat this garbage. Not sure why we give them that, but sometimes we let them pick it out, you know. I got teenagers. Okay, they eat garbage anyway. And if you buy good food, they won't even eat it. You know, my wife eats pretty good. She's, you know, tries to buy organic stuff, and, you know, you got kids. They're like, we're not eating that crap. So, you know, look, life is all about compromise, you know? So I think, all right, this is supposed to be like tucked in like this, but, you know, half this car got, you know, this got a big whammy in the front fender. So we're gonna fender.
What are you doing?
Back in. And all I'm concerned with is this line, right? Man, I should have cleaned this out better. There's so much dirt in here. This is not helpful. How much dirt? Okay. So what we're going to do here, probably should get some gloves, definitely going to get tetanus, is we're going to lay this like right here, right? Because that's about where we need to be. So we're going to get in here. We're going to try to just, let's try to follow the line, right? Well, that's not really working now, is it? I think we got to figure out a better way to do this. It does have a line, and it does have a bump, right? So I bet we could cut that. Oh yeah, I can see it. I know that'd be really hard for you guys to see on camera. This is the bump out where the rocker is. So let's see if we can't cut this out. That's the bump out for the rocker. So, in theory, yeah, absolutely, that's mint. All right, so let me move my fat hands so you guys can see this, right? So what do we got going on here is this is our edge, right? And we go down and it bumps in right here and it wraps underneath. And that gives us approximately, you know. So what we're gonna do with this is we wanna know what the fender does, right? So on the other side, we're gonna use this to give us the edge, right? Because this should mimic the fender, right? The fender should be the same as the door, in theory, because the door gap should be pretty standard all the way down. That's my thought. So, I mean, looking at the car, the door gap's kind of all over the place up here, because I think this thing was hit. You know, see right here? This thing's whammied pretty good right here.
Double whammy. Double whammy.
Here, I think we can knock this out with a hammer. I bought some body hammers. This is going to be impossible. I might have to cut that out. Oh, this is a separate piece at the bottom. I didn't even know that. That's interesting. I didn't know that's supposed to be there. Huh. Man, we're going to have a hard time making this stuff. But anyway, I'm going to go on the other side and we're going to try to make this panel with this as our guide, right? So we know that's what we're going with. So we'll go back over there. All right, guys. So lining this thing up basically like this tells us that, man, the rocker's got to be cut a lot. So we're definitely going to verify that, but I think that's correct. So I think if I made a piece straight across the top and then I laid this template over it and it came down with it, just talking a flat sheet, and then put a bend in it, I think this is how this will follow, right? So technically, this should do this, in theory, right? And then all I have to do is tell it to go here, and that's going to mimic my edge. I don't got to be over this far. Got a tape measure. Let's see here. So a piece that's, you know, 7 inches wide, maybe a little bit more, 7 or 8, maybe 8, right? So 8, and then we got to be long enough to get underneath. So if we came down and we just follow this thing, we're gonna be, I don't know, maybe 8 by 16, just to be sure. Now we don't gotta go up this high, but on the other side, it is that bad. So I think that's our best bet. Got a piece of ram board, because I figured it would just be just as easy to lay in there. We'll see. There's got to be a good way to do this, and somebody in the comments will tell me, hey, you should have done it this way. Okay, well, where were you 10 minutes ago when I screwed this up, sir? From your couch. I don't blame you. I don't know what the hell I'm doing. I'd be yelling at the couch too, or from the couch. I've done that watching YouTube. Like, you can't do it that way, you know? Monday morning quarterbacking. Well, hell, that's actually pretty good. What I think I should do is just nip this off, you know? because I don't think that's helping us. And I think this is supposed to come down. Now, granted, it's not going to go to here, but I got to have room to get it in there. So let's get the death wheel and just start ruining stuff. I'm good at that. Now, whatever. I'm past this. That doesn't even matter because we got to fix all that anyway. I just nipped it off the bottom. This thing's going to wrap underneath it. Let's just move forward. And I'm gonna cut this right off. Right across. And that way I'm going to tie all this together. And then I'm going to take a piece of metal and I'm going to trace this. You guys probably can't even see that. There's a very, very light curve on this. But then it goes straight here because I want to tuck it underneath so I can, you know, I'm probably going to cut most of it off, but I want to be able to get in here with it and go up and mount this thing really sturdy. So I think that's my plan. Because good, better, and different, I need to keep moving on this car. I sit and stare at it longer than I care to discuss because I don't understand how to do a lot of these things. And I'm learning as I go. And I know a lot of you guys in the comment section are saying, you know, hey Dave, you know, I appreciate you doing what you did because, you know, it helped me learn how to do something, or like I shouldn't be teaching anyone how to do anything. I don't know what the hell I'm doing. I appreciate the nice comments though. You guys are cool. So anyway, I think this is how we're gonna go. So this is what I came up with. That curve definitely needs some work. But it needs work because as it moves under, it tucks in, right? So I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna take it over to the slip roller maybe? I gotta clean up the top of this and we're gonna figure out exactly where this is supposed to live. And we're probably gonna have to, you know, use the grinding wheel on it. So back at, you know, Dave's house of garbage tools, I had to weld this gear back in because I contacted Vevor and they basically are not any help to do anything. And also I bought this gear right here, which was from Kaka.
Are you threatening me? Nay, my bunghole will ask the questions.
K-A-K-A, thinking looks remotely the same, probably same piece of shit Chinese garbage can, but it's a little different. The pitch is different, the diameter is different. 30 bucks in the garbage because I bought this piece of garbage. So we're gonna spin it around, you know, because she's a unit. Honestly, don't ever buy this thing, guys. This is such a piece of junk. All right. All right. That is a disaster and it's the wrong way.
Peter, what are you doing?
Yep. So, I think we're better off just doing this by hand and getting it close. And then we'll just send it back through the roller when we kind of know the angle, maybe. I don't know. This is bad, guys. So it's supposed to be this way. Going this way. Like that. I mean, hell, I do it better by hand. That's not bad. But we're here. So we kind of need to be up in this vicinity here. Gradually. Wow, that's actually, let's do it by hand. Guys, just do it by hand. It's way better. It's just a 100% better. With this, you give it a little pushy push. I mean, okay. And I mean, oh, that's actually not terrible.
And I like it.
That piece wouldn't be terrible right there. Gotta figure out where we're underneath, because we want it to meet up nicely. Now, see, so this piece is gonna, this piece has to come out, I think, because we are dragging on it. Or we just need to trim this part of it because it's kind of in the way. So, being that this is curved all the way, I think we need to, you know, the whole thing needs a curve, right? Right. Yeah, that's not bad. I think we gotta take some out of here and take some out of here. But I mean, hell, that's that's pretty good. I should have just went by hand. I should have just, guys, sometimes you just gotta like, I trust my instincts. I'm just trying to, you know, I gotta trim a little here. And then I'm gonna bend it up underneath. And we're gonna, man, it's tight in here too. That's not bad. You know what? Can I get a vice grip in here? Man, I need some of them long reach vice grips. You know, if you guys, I got affiliate links now, like I'm a professional or something. I'm not. I don't know what the hell I'm doing. It took me forever to try to figure out how to do that. Somebody's like, oh, you gotta have affiliate links. That way, in case, you know, someone buys something that you use, you know, Amazon gives you, you know, 1/1,000,000% of a cent. But if you guys do that and you see stuff I use, like those ratcheting wrenches are awesome. And you guys, if you go on there and use my link, it helps the channel because it gives me like a couple cents. And then I can buy coffee and stay working. Man, I need some of them big pliers. Can somebody donate channel locks for Pete's sake? When people say that, who is Pete? I don't even know who Pete is. All right, so we're gonna knock this edge out because I can see it's flared a little bit. So let's do that. Almost caught that in the lip. You guys would have been like, hey, we just watched Dave blow half his face out. That was fun. How about a straight edge? How about we do something like close to correct? How about that?
Are you insane?
Okay. All right, that is decent. Door gap, decent. More up at the top. Definitely more at the top. Oh yeah, that's better. And I think that's how we're living. And I think that's gonna work. I think that's gonna work, boys, and we'll just have to fix the rocker, right? Who cares about that rocker? I don't know what the hell I was doing when I made it anyway. Guys, we're just cutting it. Here it goes. All right. Body hammers are inside, in the box, brand new. Hell, we need that for? We got, it's like a mini claw hammer. I don't even know where I got this from. Probably my father. My dad's good about that. Used to go to a lot of estate sales and picks me up all kinds of stuff. Now, this is the inner fender brace. You can buy this part. But just judging by what you saw, we're not buying nothing. We're making stuff. And we're gonna fit this little tragedy right in there. I feel good about that. Yep. So, I'm gonna do this. We're gonna give it a little, you know what we need to do is we need to hit it with the grinder, and we need to knock off the corner. You can't get these in there with the corner all jacked up. All right, we're going rogue. We're just gonna send it. I'm kind of tired already. I've had a long day. I don't even know where I'm gonna put this. Where the hell am I gonna ground this? This car's rotted everywhere. Where's my, there it is. See, my floor brace not only is super structural, it's a good ground. Bottle's on, fired up. Can't find the stinger. These glasses are garbage. So, I think what's important is this top edge, right? And then the edge coming down, it's gotta stay with the door, right? It's gotta stay with the door. So I think this is where we're at. All right. And then from there we'd work it around, right? So I want this as tight as I can. That's just gonna. Hey, did the car? Yeah, but I know where the tack's gonna go. Okay. So, looking at it like this, we're gonna hit that again. That one's solid, I promise. Okay. So, this actually is bent this way too, so we might have to do a little burp, burp, burp. So, I'm only gonna put a couple in here because basically what I'm doing is I'm feeling by hand where level is. You know what I mean? And that's gonna set the toe. Oh, I'm gonna light the cereal box on fire. Hell, that'll at least end this project and my suffering.
Jesus, tap dancing Christ, is this thing ever gonna end?
And we're gonna come out like this. We're gonna bendy bend. And we're gonna have to mark this, and then we're gonna bend it straight up in the air. So, I think what we need to do is keep coming this way with it. Missing everything. For Christ's sake. That's pretty decent. So let's look together at where we're at. Now this thing has a little bit of a bigger door gap at the top than it does in the middle. Now, that's probably just the way Ford did it. I don't know. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in here. And I mean, like I said, this is not a show car. So we're going to knock this out of here with the grinder. I might fit this and then just take this fender off. I think that's the plan. That's actually pretty decent. That went right in my sock. Right through to my finger. That's how you know the weld is good. It goes right through into your glove. Okay? So we got to do a little push out on the top. That's okay. Poing. Yeah, yes. Yep, yep. Yep. Sure, it's on fire. That's cool. We got a little cut at the bottom we gotta do. I don't like that. I don't like the way it wraps under. So we're gonna cut it. We're gonna spot it. Right? I mean, that's kind of where it's gonna be. That's not bad. I think what we can do is give this thing a push on the inside. Oh yeah, perfect. And I think while I got it out, I'm gonna give it a tack. Ugh, if I can get off my fat ass.
You're fatter in person.
Yep. Oh, she's hot. These are not MIG gloves, these are TIG gloves. I prefer TIG gloves for everything. Door's like falling apart as I touch it. That's good. The angle's good. A little pucker at the bottom. We got a slice here. And I think I'm going to trim this. And we're going to trail it back into where the other fender was. So we'll take this out of here, and man, that B setting is tight. That's where I need to be. It's been almost a week. I was stomach bug for quite a while, so I did nothing. So what you saw last is where I stopped. So what we're gonna do here, because I'm not really sure, I think this used to affix, you know, from on the bottom, and there was a bolt that would come up through it. So I'm just gonna trim here, and then trim this back corner, just so I can get this fender kind of like mounted. And then what we're gonna do is we're going to make a piece to go in here to fill this gap, because obviously this was square. Maybe I should have went longer with it and then cut it down. So we're going to trim this back down, and then we're going to get a piece to fit in here, and then we're going to shore this up. All right, so I made this little small filler piece. It's basically just a strip welded to a flat plate. So this is capped off on the inside. I thought the camera was running, but it wasn't. So all I did was tack it up here. I think this bottle's finally out of gas. So we're just gonna slice it so we can rotate it into place and just tack it. And that's gonna be the gap, because, I mean, the rest of the car has like really big gaps for some reason. I'm not sure, but I kind of want it to just match, and if it's gapped out, it's gapped out. Huh? That'll work. That's gonna be impossible to hold. We're gonna tack, we can rotate it in. And then we rotate it in. And we use our little screwdriver. Like that. And make sure that this gap is the same all the way down. So. And that's kind of how she's going to live. It's kind of a big gap in here to weld, but we're going to give it a tap anyway. I think we're pushing the whole thing up when we weld and do that. Doors all separated. You can't kind of tell what goes where. Yeah, whatever. All right. We'll knock that down. This gap falls right in line. We'll obviously smooth this out. I do appreciate you watching, and I appreciate you subscribing, and I appreciate you, you know, in the comments section. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.